Hi, Roger Brooks here with American Real Publishing, and I wanted to walk you through our latest bestseller campaign with one of our newest authors, Nicholas Faulkner, who wrote this wonderful book called Angelic Physics. It's a pretty good-sized book, over 400 pages. Nick was a naval officer before he went into education, and he is a high school physics teacher and wrote this wonderful book, Angelic Physics. One of his goals was to become a best-selling author, and we connected with Nick a few months ago. We worked on editing and publishing his book. We worked on the actual promotion of the bestseller, and that's what I'm going to walk you through today. So I'm going to share my screen. I'd like to quickly walk you through the process of how we get our authors on the Amazon bestseller list, and in particular, in the #1 slot. As you could see, for Nick's book, under bestsellers in spirituality, he is the #1 book out of all these books on Amazon. So how do we do that? How do we make that happen? So the first thing we do is when you publish your book on Amazon, you have to publish it through KDP in order to run this bestseller campaign. So if you had another publisher that worked with you, you would not be able to run this campaign with us. They might be able to do it for you, but we can't. But anyway, when you upload your book through KDP to do the publishing, Amazon allows you to categorize your book in two categories, two general categories. However, what the average author doesn't know is that you could actually submit hidden categories behind the scene to Amazon to expand it to 10 categories. So what we do is we expand that for our authors like Nicholas Faulkner. So as I walk through these different web pages, you'll see how we hit the #1 bestseller in several categories, but it goes 10 deep. So it gives you that much better of a chance to become a best-selling author for your book to reach #1 on Amazon. So let's talk about how this happens. Now, when I first ran this promotion, I thought that I could put up a post on my social media, let all my friends and family and connections know that my book would be free, as you could see here, top 100 free, for 2 days on Amazon. I was willing to run a promotion for 2 days for free, and I thought everyone would download my book and that it would go to #1. Well, what I quickly found out is that was not really possible, because it takes several hundred downloads, if not 500 downloads, to get into this #1 position. So what we do behind the scenes is we have a very large email list, a database of readers who are waiting for new books by category. So when we run a promotion like we did with Nicholas Faulkner, we send an email out. We actually send it twice, once in the morning and once in the evening. And that list gets in front of people where they download the book. The nice thing about Amazon is you have to have an account in order to download a book. So you cannot fake this type of a promotion. So what we did was we expanded the categories for Nick into 10 different categories, and I'm going to walk you through them now. That was spirituality. This one is in angels. So if you look in the hierarchy here, it's Kindle ebooks, religion and spirituality, and then angels. The next one is in spiritual under self-help. He was #1 there. Also, new age within religion and spirituality. He was #1 there. The next category was in chakras. He hit #1 there. So his book got in the #1 slot in all these different categories. This one is new age divination. What I want to show you here is that here is his book on Amazon. He has 3 ratings so far, which is pretty good. The book just came out. But if you scroll down to the product details and you look under here, the bestsellers rank, you could see #1 in waves and wave mechanics, #1 in spiritual self-help, and #1 in philosophy and spiritual growth. So, and this is your proof for your book to be recorded as a #1 bestseller. And then what we do, once our author, like this guy, it was Christopher Scott, his book went on the bestseller list a few weeks ago, And then what we do is we send our authors basically all of the screenshots showing that they became the #1 best-selling author. Here you could see that this author received 1,544 downloads. That was in a 48-hour period. So you could see the peak here where we ran the promotion, and that's what brings it up onto the bestseller list. As you can see here, he was #1 in horror and suspense, horror fiction classics, and folklore. And then we send the screenshots as your proof that you reached #1 in these different categories. So why would you want to do business with American Real Publishing versus a traditional publisher? So we've talked about this before, but let me run through them quickly. So with traditional publishers, you do not own 100% of your book sales. They keep a vast majority of it. In fact, for my first book, my publisher kept 92%. I received 8%. It's a slow process. It could take 6 months, 12 months, a year and a half to get published. We are much quicker than that. A lot of the publishers require that you buy author copies in large quantities, for example, 500 or more copies. And then it can be a very expensive process, upwards of $20,000 or more to get your book published. And there is a large barrier to entry, and there's typically a long wait list. As I'm sure many people know, most manuscripts get rejected. 95% of manuscripts get rejected out there. With AR Publishing, we don't take any of your royalties. You keep 100% ownership of your rights and your royalties. We are very quick to get you published. We don't want to rush it, but we don't sit on it either. So typically within 4 to 8 weeks, we're able to get your book published. There are no upfront book orders, as everything is through Amazon print on demand, and it is affordable. Our prices are $3,000 to $10,000 for the total investment. Low barrier to entry. We accept virtually all of our applications as long as it's a book that we are in alignment with. And as a bonus, we guarantee your book will make it on to Amazon as a bestseller. And also, we will help promote your book to grow your business and your following. So if you like what you heard today about Nicholas Faulkner's book, as well as Christopher Scott's book, who both became best-selling authors in the last several weeks, click on the link below, schedule a call with myself or a member from my team, and we'll see if we could help you become a best-selling author. We'll see you on the other side.